Alright, hello everyone, and we are back here again for The Kingsman. Right, so third installment in the Kingsman Secret Service part. I really liked the first one. The second one was alright. Again, I don't know what else to say, but again, maybe I like this one. I think right has Voldemort in it, Ralph Fiennes, I think, right? Um, and we'll get to see a little bit more of historical tailoring pieces in this. Again, it'll be interesting to observe, some of the historical costumes and see if they're accurate. Because again, right, Huntsman does have they were around during that time, so they should have those pieces on file. I think that's what they said they did, so that way they can accurately reconstruct the like the suits and the bespoke suits from that time period. So again, we could literally get pretty darn good accuracy and pretty interesting, maybe historical stuff of how they did it. So again, let's just dive on into this one. Interesting. Look at the piece. It's historically accurate. Nice high armhole. Then of course you get your flare, which is a huntsman style. Right, two soldier police, right? Like pretty much gussets, right, on the shoulder area. Very nice piece. Getting Voldemort and Tywin Lannister in this. I love Charles Dance. He's amazing. I enjoyed listening to him being Emperor of Emir in The Witcher 3. And right, obviously Tywin Lannister. And even in Dracula Untold. The movie was, the stuff I was alright, but
Nanny Watkins. My study in 5 minutes.
Your Grace.
RR? Okay.
My father also brought me here for my first suit. Kingsman, world's finest tailor. But that nobility, it never came from chivalry. It came from being tough and ruthless. Back then, to be called a gentle man would have been a death sentence. Not the mark of honor it is today. We are Oxfords, not Rhodes.
Daniel Bruhl was in this?
Rasputin, I have a bear. I will happily exchange it with you.
Yes, Prince. I will be the great bear of Russia.
Take what you believe is yours. And by all means, treat our shepherd with the same respect you hold for that joke of a man who calls himself your Tsar.
Go ahead, Rasputin. Take it.
I don't know who that is.
No, Master and Derek.
So WW1's gonna be starting.
You need to get home. Protect you.
I just protected you. I don't need protection.
Wow, look at that
Yes, you do,
lapel row.
Conrad. I'm sorry, but you think you know what the world is like, but the truth is you're just a boy who has no idea what men are capable of.
WW1.
When I was young, like you, I wanted to serve my country. But soon I began to question what right we had to take the land, riches, and the lives of people who were only defending their homeland. Every man I killed a piece of myself. Maybe having a feather would have been better. So the next day I put down my rifle and I picked up a stretcher. I should have been given the cross for saving lives, not taking them.
Rasputin's weakness for sweet cakes. And even sweeter boys.
So, after the main course is served,
will entice Rasputin to a private dessert in the summer room, where names...
Let the blood flow. Let me lick your wounds.
Yes.
Trust me.
Oh, God.
Trust me.
Oh, my, I can see it.
Don't worry, I will help you, and you will help me.
I can see.
Why do you want to see the Tsar? The cold, Russian water heal you forever. Time to dance on your graves. Go and help your father.
Why is it that boys are always so messy?
Pick up where Rasputin failed. I don't care about your ideology or your politics. Just start your fucking revolution and get Russia out of my war! Come.
Oh, hey! It's the head. It's the head cutter of Huntsman.
First time out here, lad. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Same side.
I thought I knew what I wanted. My father warned me. My father warned me. I didn't listen. And now it all makes sense. I didn't even get to say goodbye.
There's a simple explanation. I'm not Archie Ring.
Fucking German spy.
I'm Connor.
You would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie. Dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. It is sweet and proper to die for one's country. I believe it's ungentlemanly to hurt a woman, but since the fate of the world hangs in the balance, I'm going to bend the rules. Now tell me who's behind this, or so help me, you'll never breathe again.
You'll have to kill me.
Dude. It's very rare.
Where does it come from?
Mr. Collins, Kashmir book number 1, please.
Review.
A formidable swordsman. What say we end this shite as gentlemen? After all, manners maketh man.
A gentleman does not hide in the shadows.
Aye.
Oh, is it James McAvoy?
Surprise.
I have no idea who this guy is.
Give my regards to dear old Kitch.
Oh.
I have become the man that my son would have been. In this terrible war, what happened to this generation of young men must never happen again. Versailles are too onerous, too extreme, and could precipitate another war. To that end, I have acquired this shop, and I propose that we become kingsmen out of
Everyone still got it. And then, obviously I didn't like the Kingsman: The Golden Circle as much as the original Kingsman when it first came out, but it's grown on me a little bit more. And this one, I think, it might have actually topped the original Kingsman, for me at least. You know, just it's simple enough, but there is a lot packed here. The other one was very concise and still very well. And again, the history here about, because again, a lot of people don't know a lot about, you know, WW1 and why, even in our history class, and I know, you try to say, oh, well, it's actually, he just showed us one way of one guy explaining it. Yes, most people don't. Everyone knows World War II, but not so much the first one, World War One. But hey, at least they explained it here in more detail than most of the stuff. But then again, you know, I know because I was interested in history, but most people might have not known, you know, about World War One and why everyone was fighting with each other. And I did. Hey, we got Serious Reunion in an awesome scene. I think for me it might have topped the church scene because again it wasn't that as violent. It was pretty funny, you know, and a little bit more lighthearted, even though it technically was based on something. And of course, you know, the old Rasputin thing, you know, oh well, you know, they poisoned him, he was fine, they shot him. No, he was still alive. I think they tried to he just wouldn't die. And then they found him, I think, a few days later, and he was drowning in the river, and that's when they finally killed him or something like that. You know, just sort of like these stories that get spread around, you know, especially by some, you know, more history teachers, which is just brilliantly done. You know, it's a perfect amount, and again, you know, just again, technically a little bit less violent, because I know in the second one, like, they're putting people in like these grinders and really, I mean, yes, it's still fine here when they're still, you know, killing each other and stuff, but again, at least that, you know, a bit more cohesive, and it's not as in your face as the other one where, you know, they were pretty much making him into hamburgers. So you know, a little bit more lighthearted. Again, it's not that Rex sequel, because I mean, sure, the Golden Circle has grown on me, but, and again, what's with the constant shot of, like, he's always taking shots of American, and here the way, is this the way, you know, is this the way the UK or England just sees America? And the constant shot isn't helping that, well, I'm saying, oh yeah, most of their servants were trained in England. What? Oh, man. Yes, it probably isn't have the best image for it. But then again, you know, historical context or whatever, why they might have. But again, you know, they like it here, you know, just simple, but then becomes more, you know, he sulks for a bit, you know, because again, you knew it was coming based on what Harry said. A great number of them had lost, their sons to WW1 at that point. So again, you weren't sure, is he going to lose his son? It's probable, but there was a small chance, maybe he's one of those that had it, but maybe he had colleagues or peers that did lose their son. But again, I love the way they introduced history in this. Did it bluntly and had just the more amount of ridiculousness than the first one. Made it a bit more lighthearted, and at parts it was still violent, obviously, but again, didn't get a bit too violent. Sure, obviously the church scene is incredibly violent, but it just feels more personal when they draw a blade, especially that, flashback when he was like, oh, he fought in the war defending his country and stuff. And, when you see that flashback of almost, right, it's from his first-hand perspective in his memory, it just feels so much more personal when he just, was slashing people with that blade. And, oh my God, that probably felt more violent than most of the other stuff, even though it wasn't that long, but it just, the intensity of that felt more than just, people just shooting at each other. But maybe that's just me, or maybe just the way, the intensity of that shot, even though it was only like for a few seconds, it really conveyed, what the trauma he probably felt and the guilt he felt from, having fought in that war, which again, I don't know because I don't know English history. But I think a lot of them just say, they got involved and then they ended up regretting it, I think, because they were no different. But either way, but I do love how we saw more of Europe, they're traveling trains by the mountains. Very, very nice. Good stuff there. I love that including more Europe and more, right? So in Fantastic Beasts 2, that ends with them around the mountain parts of Europe, and here they're also traveling through mountain parts of it, when they're around there. So, and he was there in this one, he saw it happen. So good, and of course, a bit of the mysticism saying, oh yeah, he just takes a bit of just to build up a tolerance. I don't think that's true for that, but again, equal amount of ridiculousness. I loved it. I think I like this more, because you get to see Voldemort in it. God, I can't even remember. Right, so it's Voldemort, and it's, right, they're all British actors. I don't remember. Oh, right, so it was Voldemort and Tywin Lannister, who, yeah. But I do like the fact that the reveal is actually decent, for second of all, James Franco, because again, he was in some of the movies. I still have to see some sort of stuff, but anyway, I like that, and I love seeing the Grey Coat in all its glory here. Just the way it was meant there, perfect. And a good amount of the clothing. Oh, I love the exquisite tailoring. You saw the roll and some of those lapels, and it was brilliant. But again, that feeling. Again, I love how they're injecting them in the course, with this horror and stuff. I don't remember, did this get greenlit for a sequel? I don't remember. Oh, right, we saw the cameo from one of the co-head cutters at Huntsman in this, so that was brilliant. Maybe in the shot there were other cameos in that same shot, but that's just one that stuck to me. I was like, whoa, like, we've seen him and stuff. So that was nice. I loved it. And let's see, what else was there? You got that. Wish we got to see Tywin Lannister more. He's brilliant. But back to the clothing stuff. Love that. The pleats were there. The inverted pleats were there. Again, how. Again, it's always the dumbest part. Where you can make it through the danger, but it's always like how when you think you're fine, it's always but the dumbest part where people go down, because that's pretty realistic. And of course, you realize he's like, my dad tried to warn me, he didn't listen. It's no. If he had just been a bit more honest and told his actual name, sure he would have been in trouble, but better than what happened. But again, but if this did get greenlit for a sequel, again, WW1, WW2, then maybe there you could end it. or maybe not. I don't know if maybe something more happened with British history, but yeah, they got the big boys covered. But again, the way it just got here, I really liked it. Right, anyway, I think that's it. Like that, I'll see when I'll probably get started on editing this. Hopefully, the lag's not too great and other stuff hasn't failed just yet.